Chapter 1: The Fathom of the Greek Fence. Long before the Bronze Age, the city of Athens had a law that all citizens who wished to own a horse had to cross a low wooden fence. The rule seemed trivial, but its purpose was deeper. If a young man found himself unable to climb over it, he would stop, reflect upon the obstacle, and practice his footing again until he succeeded. The process, repeated daily, forged more than just riders. It forged resilience. In modern life, we are all faced with fences: frank deadlines, difficult clients, or the daunting silence before a keynote speech. The ancient Athenians understood that persistent practice, even in seemingly small acts, shapes character. When the same fence was challenged by a wise philosopher, he explained that the obstacle was a mirror for our inner state. We are never truly trapped unless we let ourselves feel trapped. Action moment: choose one small goal that feels just out of reach, perhaps preparing a 1-minute business pitch or sending a difficult email. Treat that task as your personal fence. Repeat it daily, adjusting technique until success. Notice that the repeated effort creates confidence, just as the Athenians' fencing built more than physical agility. Conclusion: resilience is not built overnight. It is forged in the regular practice of confronting challenges. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow for more ancient wisdom turned modern tactics. Reflective question: how many daily small challenges are you avoiding because they seem too difficult to tackle right now? Chapter 2: The Chinese Tianjia Shield. The Shang dynasty's first emperor built a massive protective wall around his palace, guarded not only by steel but by the discipline of the people who kept it. The wall that protected the capital was equally an emblem of unified purpose. Every worker that walked its length had a role. Some cut boards, others staked them, some hammered. They were never alone. Their work combined into a single protective structure. Applying this story today reminds us that our own confidence is built as a collective project. Like the workers constructing the Great Wall, we must each take responsibility for our pieces, learning a new skill, reinforcing a habit, or offering sincere feedback to a colleague. The strength of the whole depends on each member's unwavering dedication. Practical example: start a confidence circle in your workplace. Each week, one person shares a small, previously feared presentation, and the others provide constructive, encouraging feedback. Over time, the group becomes a living shield, supporting each member's belief that they can perform. Conclusion: confidence grows not just through solitary triumphs, but through collective perseverance and support among peers. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow to stay connected with ancient strategies for real-world growth. Reflective question: who in your network could be the next worker to help strengthen your confidence shield, and how might you invite them into this collaborative effort? Chapter 3: The Vedantic Stitch of Purpose. In the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna hesitates on a battlefield, paralyzed by doubt. Krishna guides him, saying, "Your duty, Arjuna, is to act. Whether success or failure arises is beyond your control. Focus on the action, and you will be fulfilled." This counsel was not about blind ambition, but about disciplined action rooted in purpose. Today, professionals often overanalyze outcomes, fearing failure. Yet when you anchor yourself in your core purpose, whether launching a venture or pursuing a role, it becomes a compass that steadies belief, regardless of results. Purpose is the fabric that weaves the self-belief sword into a usable weapon. How to apply? Define a concise mission statement that captures why your work matters. Write it on a sticky note, place it above your desk, and read it each morning. Let this statement guide decisions, turning doubts into purposeful inquiry. By treating purpose as a steady anchor, the mind stays resolute, much like a warrior's shield against chaotic battlefields. Conclusion: a clear sense of purpose transforms fear into action, building unshakable confidence in the heart of every challenge. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow to keep the flame of purpose burning bright. Reflective question: how could reciting your personal mission statement before a difficult task reshape your perception of risk? Chapter 4: The American Frontier of Resilience. During the 19th century westward expansion, pioneers faced unpredictable weather, scarce resources, and hostile terrain. One story tells of a trader who lost all his supplies to a sudden storm. Instead of surrendering, he forged a new route through the mountains, earning a reputation for daring and dependability. His legacy illustrates that self-belief often begins when we must improvise under adversity. The courage to pick a new path, without the safety of old maps, mirrors our modern ability to pivot and trust inner strengths. Current lesson: when a project stalls, pause to survey the landscape of alternatives. Write a pivot plan that leverages existing assets in novel ways. Communicate this plan transparently to stakeholders to build collective confidence in your vision. By turning scarcity into opportunity, we embody the resilient pioneer's spirit, converting doubt into dynamic action. Conclusion: adapting creatively in uncertainty reinforces the self-belief forged by persistent, bold choices. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow to explore more stories that teach modern resilience. Reflective question: what resource or skill could you repurpose today to navigate a stumbling block you're currently facing? Chapter 5: The Ancient Egyptian Gateway to Courage. Ancient Egypt revered the concept of Ma'at, a cosmic order of truth, balance, and fairness. Pharaohs were expected to govern accordance with Ma'at, and the Egyptians believed that living in harmony with this principle infused the soul with divine confidence. In contemporary boardrooms, the lesson resonates. Confidence thrives when decisions reflect integrity and a balanced viewpoint. Rather than merely seeking profit, aligning actions with ethical standards and stakeholder welfare embeds a deeper trust. To practice, begin each meeting with a brief reflection on how the proposed decision serves Ma'at. Does it align truth, fairness, and balance? Use this check as a mental anchor that steadies your conviction, even if the outcomes are unclear. Conclusion: when self-belief is aligned with higher principles, it becomes resilient against criticism and doubt. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow for more culturally rich insights, guiding modern confidence. Reflective question: in what ways can you integrate the principles of Ma'at into your daily decision making to strengthen both personal and professional integrity? Philosophy Spotlight: Stoicism, the Edge of Inner Calm. Stoicism, embodied by thinkers such as Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, teaches us to focus on what we control and detach from what we cannot. Its brilliance lies in its practical discipline. By rehearsing the mind's detachment, one sharpens clarity, resilience, and purpose. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor, chronicled his thoughts in Meditations. He practiced daily reflection, insisting that each moment was a chance to choose character over circumstance. The Stoic principle that the obstacle becomes the way transforms challenges into opportunities for growth. 3 timeless lessons from Stoicism for modern success. 1. Control the internal, accept the external. When facing a client's last-minute change, instead of frustration, recast the scenario as a rehearsal of adaptive skill. You cannot command their decision, but you can choose how you respond. 2. Reflect deliberately. At the close of each day, jot down one situation where you felt out of control and one where you answered with calm. This journal trains the mind to detect and dissolve emotional overreactions early. 3. Live according to virtue. Prioritize integrity, courage, and wisdom over external markers of success. When decisions emanate from values, confidence naturally follows because you no longer hinge it on external validation. Applying Stoicism today equips leaders and individuals alike to face volatile markets, criticism, and uncertainty with an unwavering sword. By anchoring self-belief in disciplined reflection, controlled response, and virtuous action, we forge a shield that guards against doubt and an unbreakable sense of purpose that drives every endeavor. In the journey of confidence, remember that the Stoic sword is forged not in battle, but in daily practice of mindful choice. Each of us can apply this ancient discipline to navigate the modern battlefield of business, relationships, and personal ambition. End.